All right, good morning and welcome to Princess's channel. Today is the 27th of March 2025, and we thank the Lord for his mercies and goodness. The Bible said in everything we should give thanks to God, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus, our Father, our Lord. I felt it is pertinent to draw an inference and to also lend my voice to the fiasco that is going on currently, and I think is going viral within our ecosystem. Very important on the recent, more reflective information coming out concerning the pioneer or the CBN slot, will I say scandal, or a game plan, or a hoax, or a betrayal, because we need to define some schematics right now to really know what has gone wrong, to what level, what is happening on the inside that is bringing out this pain at a time like this. I want us to take a moment to deeply reflect on what is happening here at a time when thousands of hopeful investors are eagerly anticipating their payouts. Chief Akogun suddenly emerged to debunk the entire CBN / the pioneer slot narrative. But why now? Why wait until the moment of expected disbursement before revealing that this so-called investment opportunity might have been built on nothing but deception? This is not just a minor inconsistency. I want you to know that it is a revelation that shakes the foundation of trust that many people placed in these individuals. This also raises some fundamental questions that has to do with, was this entire operation a grand deception from the beginning, or are we witnessing the fallout of a deeply flawed and mismanaged investment scheme? We need to say something about the county director's silence and negligence that we might possibly refer to as a calculated move. If it is not so, I felt he was expected to have said something about it. More troubling than Akogun's sudden U-turn is the silence of Apostle Ken. According to Chief Akogun, he personally placed a call across to Apostle Ken Nwakama, who claimed to have no knowledge of the CBN slot issue. But does that even make sense? Can a man who has been at the center post of this movement honestly say that he was completely unaware of what was going on since December last year? This move had started since December last year, more than 3 months ago. The county director never spoke about it. It was that same December that the county director spoke about something that has to do with him that people were carrying up and down, and he saw it as what could tarnish his image. He quickly came out. He came out to talk about that. That was the last we heard his voice. Possibly he thought that this does not concern him. All of these have affiliations with him. All the people who spoke, they have affiliations with him. Chief Akogun has affiliation with him. Kendra Investment does. Madam Ngozi Israel, they have affiliations with him. Silence in this context is not an act of innocence. It is complicity. For me, it is complicity. If Apostle Ken truly has no involvement, then why didn't he step forward? Why didn't he step forward earlier to warn the people? Why remain quiet as thousands of people entrusted their money into what is now looking like a questionable scheme? Even if he was not directly involved, his inaction has directly harmed countless individuals who have believed in this legitimacy. Those who think that the project was legitimate after all, and they put in their funds. He had a responsibility to speak up. Instead, he allowed the situation to unfold without intervention. In this case, this is a case of gross negligence. Or was silence part of a larger game plan? I'm thinking aloud. A carefully orchestrated strategy designed to keep people in the dark, while those at the top benefited from the masses. I'm thinking aloud. Who knew what and when? This controversy is not just about Ken and Akago. The video exposing this situation also called out Kendra Investment. It called out Madam Ngozi Israel, and even Apostle Ken himself. He was intertwined in this stuff. They were called out as people allegedly privy to the entire scheme. If these individuals were indeed aware, then they owe the public answers. If they truly knew that the CBN slot was not what it was advertised to be, then their silence was not just irresponsible, it was criminal. They allowed hardworking people to invest their money in something they knew was questionable. If that was true, if that information allegedly from Chief Akogun was true after all, then they have allowed people who are hardworking, people who had small money to eat, now to invest their monies, their funds in something that they knew was questionable. But let us step back a little and ask, why now? Why is Akogun debunking this scheme at this particular moment? Could it be that things have gotten so out of control that the only way to save face is to suddenly distance himself? Or is there an even deeper reason, one that we are yet to uncover? This is Princessy Channel. Well, if you are new here, kindly subscribe. We deal with grand cryptocurrencies and other matters that could earn you financial stability. And if you have not subscribed yet, this is the time to do so that you can be aware of regular updates at a time like this when things seems to take an upward turn and some of them a downward turn altogether. You need to be abreast with the information legitimately so that you will not be kept in the loop. I'll be with you just in a moment. Don't touch the dial. Welcome back. Sorry for that, just breaking transmission. Just have to cover one or two things. All right then. Now, let's talk about the devastating impact on investors. For months, I have on this channel consistently warned my audience and subscribers to be careful where they invest their money. I used myself as an example. I wanted to register and subscribe for the Pioneer slot, but I asked questions. I asked Osim. Osim was clearly clear. He said he doesn't know anything about it and he doesn't want to face that direction. He is only particular about the sanctuary wealth disbursement. He doesn't have anything. I proceeded further to ask, do you know anyone that is clean enough that could possibly be aware of the CBN slot I can register with? Then he said, no, doesn't know anyone. Then I proceeded forth for another NGO leader and I asked him about it. Do you have any groundbreaking or any very truthful source that I can possibly subscribe with? And he said, yes, you know of one. I said, all right, send me the details. When he sent me the breakdown of how much I was to pay and how much I was to earn, humongous amount, I felt a little bit itchy. And I felt a little bit itchy. I just, within me, I wasn't just comfortable with the figure. I'm not saying it's wrong. Yes, those who subscribed, they had their leads. They had their motivations, they had their inspirations, they had their drives. It is personal, it's a choice. We're all elderly and we're of age, we're adults. So you're entitled to your choices. But as for me, I wasn't just too comfortable with that. I don't blame anyone. I hesitated. I didn't proceed further. I hesitated. Now, for Akogun to be coming out at this crucial time, it is a painful reminder. It is a painful reminder. It is yet another painful reminder of why due diligence is crucial. I persistently warned on this channel. People who subscribe to this scheme were not just investing their money. I hope you know that. They were investing their hopes. They were investing their dreams. And in many cases, they were investing their financial securities. Some may have taken loans, that I know. Some may have taken loans. Others may have put in their life savings. And now, when it is time for returns on investment, all they are getting is silence, confusion, and betrayal. That is too much to gallop in. This is unacceptable. This is largely unacceptable. Those responsible for promoting this scheme ought to be held accountable. The pioneer's lot. If that is true, that Chief Akogun claim, we've not heard from Madam Ngozi Israel after this video went viral. We've not heard from, I don't know whether Kendra Investment was also involved, but he was called out. He was called out in that video as being partly, allegedly part of this. So I guess they should come out and debunk this and show evidences that the people have not entered into one chance after all. This is largely unacceptable. They had to be held accountable if that is true. Whether it was a failed investment or an outright scam, the people demands transparency on a high standard. Whether it was a failed investment or it was an outright scam, on the people yet demands and they deserve transparency. Further to this, there is a demand for accountability. If this information is true, then both Chief Akogun and Apostle Ken have failed their followers in the worst way possible. Yes, they did not act in time. Time is of essence. You might lose your money and you are out of cash. But if you lose your time, a vital aspect of your life has been lost and you can't recover that back. Time is of essence. Even Christ spoke while he was here, said, I must do the work of him that sent me here, for a time cometh when no man could walk. And that's the night season. The time they were supposed to edge forward and speak about this was before people invest on the scheme. Akogun was silent. Apostle Ken was silent. Others pushed in forward concerning the scheme. And now it's out. Could Chief Akogun be lying? Is he at it with all these people that he called out their names? Are there issues? Or he's just trying to save his head on this backlash and Barbados. Something of manifest reference is on a lookout which must be answered. I want to strongly believe something on the lookout has to be called out. They did not act in time. They did not speak up when they should have. And now they are trying to wash their hands clean when the damage is already done. But silence is not an option anymore. We demand answers. We demand accountability. We demand justice for every singular person who trusted in this investment and is now facing the consequences. Possibly, people went to bed yesterday night and say, oh, you mean I've lost this one again? You mean I've lost? I want to make something better for myself and family. I want to have a good life. I want to be better off in the society. And from the hardened money they had to invest into the scheme, only to hear from the voice note of Akogun that was a Barbados, that was an effort put in futility, that doesn't make sense in the first place. How do you expect that they go to bed? How do you expect to rise up this morning and they can't reach you? They can't reach you. You've dropped the bomb, but they had to deal with the consequences. This is not time for vague statements or half-hearted explanations. It is time for real transparency and responsibility. We will not be silent. We are here to air the voices of the people. You know, there are certain times you've possibly thought, you that are listening to us, you possibly thought that these informations are easy. You felt like this information, possibly that they are easy. When you get to hear from them and you throw it to the people, then you get to hear something else from them and you throw it to the people. There are times that you might not be able to clearly, instinctively get everything or get the truth about what they're saying. So please take it easy with us. We're trying our best. We want to give you authentic information in time. That is why we're here to serve you. Please, I beg your pardon. All of our singular subscribers will bring this information to your notice just because you need to be abreasted with it. But sometimes those that are dishing out this information, they're unfair. They are not also real. That is the nature of man. We are innocent on this other side of the divide. We want to feed you. We want to get you in the know of what you subscribe for. But you see, how can you explain silence sometimes? Yet you need to get information, because if the account director is silent and we are silent and your money is in there, how do you get the information out? Everywhere soon becomes like a cemetery. You need information. So every ample of information that we get, every air of information we get, we try to get it to the populace. Then you have to sieve which one is of importance to you, which one you want to listen to, which one catches your fancy. Please take it easy on us. We're trying our best to officially relate to you so that you can get the best out of this. We're trying our best and we want the best for you. But you know this? Silence is not an option anymore. The grand community and the singular subscriber to this scheme demands answers. Akogun has publicly and boldly he confronted the scheme frontally and he spoke vehemently about the scheme, that it was all a ruse. Madam Ngozi's needs to come out and talk about this. Kendra was called out. Kendra should speak about this. The people who subscribed, we are the voices of the people. They demand an answer. Their money shouldn't be swept under the carpet just like this. UAAG fund is still there. And this again, we demand justice for every single person who trusted in this investment and is now facing the consequences. We do. We will not be silent. The truth must come out, and those responsible must have to answer for this. We are waiting. In other words, we wait for more updates from these people so that you who subscribe for this scheme can have peace. You can rest. You can rest. You can possibly rest. You need rest. You need respite. You need accountability. You need justice. So we call out Madam Ngozi Israel for an explanation on this matter. Please, with all due respect, Madam Ngozi Israel, please clarify this for the people. The masses need to hear you. You really publicly front this scheme. You talked about it. Please, if Kendra was also part of this, please come out. People need to hear you. Then Apostle Ken, I respect you so much, and I wouldn't, in any way, I wouldn't talk ill about you, and I wouldn't want, because I know you're a man of God. Please, if there is anything you need to talk about this to the people, it might have been late, but you need to still talk about. Silence sometimes is killing. I've said it many times. When something was said against you, you came out to clarify quickly last year, December. And possibly you felt this was not attached to you. They attached this to you also. But people have invested their money, and you didn't claim you knew nothing about it before they invested. But just a simple act of coming out, not to divulge classified information on sanctuary wealth, but just come out, talk to the people. All of these things began from grant subscription and others until it rippled down to Pioneers Lord or CBN, whatever they call it. Apostle Ken, your silence might have been killing some people. Please, I beg of you, if there's any time to come out and talk, this is the time. Else, another scheme will come up possibly. Intervention came up at some point, you never spoke about it. It robbed the people off. Pioneers Lord came out, and there is complaint on it right now. If you are still silent, another one will come up. Another one will possibly come up, and people continue becomes a victim of the circumstance. I beg of you, appear. Let the needful be done. Accountability, justice, prudence is of essence here. I rest my case. In case you are new here, do subscribe and hit the bell. We love you, and we want you to be in the best position possible to deal with the crisis of financial incapacitations. Thank you. This is Princess Seed Channel. Subscribe for regular updates, and have a nice Thursday ahead of you. God bless you.